remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Saturday, man. Y'all smash the like button, sub it to the channel if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and I make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday. Big hint that what Music Monday may pertain if y'all heard the breaking news, so to speak, but that is not what we're here for tonight. We're talking sneakers, specifically Dunks. I think is currently having internet issues, but as soon as they get resolved, he will be a part of the live. So hopefully he gets that figured out ASAP Rocky so he can be a part of the live. So y'all smash the like button, sub up to the channel. If you like sneaker content, you are definitely in the right place. You're most definitely in the right place. Also, the Sold Out Discord, the link is pinned up at the top of the comment section. Y'all sign up for that joint. It is free to sign up. We talk sneaker content, and of course, y'all know we talk music content, as y'all know today. My deepest apologies if I did end or say the wrong thing today in the Discord. Either way, I don't know none of these individuals as well, so I really have no form of opinion on it, so to speak. Or I could say this. I have an opinion, but that as far as it goes, I don't know these people. They probably will never know me or anything like that. So if I took it a little too far, forget a kid. But let's see what we got in the building. To see today's topic, we are going to talk the current, sneaker market right now and how to I would say this is going to be a live for, basically saving money, everybody. Or go after those grails. And I've been preaching that, for quite some time on every single live, but this one I kind of just want to break it down a little bit of what I've seen, because to be honest, if we're gonna keep it 100, if you can answer this question for me, I'll be very surprised. And I'm gonna say this: we have yet to see that hype sneaker, and we're pretty much in July. Usually by the end of July, we see that shoe that kind of takes off for the summer. Not saying we won't see anything in August or September, but right now, I just saying the current sneaker market has been quiet. I don't know if this was a part of any type of plan behind the scenes with Nike, so to speak. And I'm going to use them for reference because those are the ones who kind of run the game, so to speak. The other ones, they get along and they do what they need to do. But Nike always kind of take the game to another level, so to speak. So we got to I'm not trying to pick on Nike because we can throw Adidas in there and they definitely play a big part in the game as well. So it's definitely something I want to touch on tonight. Let's see what we got in the building. And I did put up a poll today on the UNC Toes. If you caught a W, sign off in the comments as well. Of course, I did have a poll up. We're going to check the numbers on that because once I post it, I really don't check the numbers or anything until I go live, especially if it's on a Saturday, right? Let's just keep it 100. Let's see. We got Kwame in the building says, yo, what's good? We got Manny with the kick says, yerp. Let's see. The Slayer says, what's up, Sneaker Familia, which is family in Spanish to the best of my knowledge. What up, Slayer? Let's see. Manny with the kicks says, Slayer with the salute. Let's see. The Slayer says, at Manny with the hands up in the air. Manny with the kick says, about to get a cut and taking some shots for the squad. Okay, most definitely, man. What you sipping on for sure? I got a little something in the cup, but you already know it's dirty. Can't really speak on it. The Slayer says, now is a time to buy your grails before hype sneakers start to come out. That is a fact, but to be honest, what is going to be that hype sneaker though? Because to be honest, I know Nike, and I hate to keep picking on them. I know they got some surprises they have to have some surprises in the cut, but I mean, the Cherry 12s, let's just keep it 100. That's catered to a certain audience, basically me and the generation above me. A few people underneath, maybe, like I'm talking a generation underneath me. But overall, those Cherry 12s, I don't think those are going to move the margin. Those DMP 11s, they're going to make so many of those, so I don't think that's going to be a game changer. Let's see, we have the playoff 8s left. I don't think those are going to be a game changer either, So you may be right. This is a time to buy your grails, but to be honest, I guess it's a perfect time from a reseller perspective, and I'm not a reseller, but I'm assuming a lot of them have got to be playing the patient hold game. But how long can they really afford to play the whole game? Before it was easy for them to, I'm going to say this. We come from a time where, remember, they're dropping Panda Dunks like left and right. Panda Dunks averaging slightly above retail now. 120, 130, give or take, last time I checked. But at one point, Panda Dunks were going for like $400 on the resale market. So I knew that was going to be the breaking point. Not just the Pandas, but I knew at some point we had to reach the ceiling. And let's think of some other thing that possibly could take effect or that could cause this current market, man. Think about it. It's the economy in general. And I do got some articles up about the current economy as well. So honestly, not saying we're all struggling, but I'm going to say this. The cost of living and everything has went up tremendously across the board, from food, gas, everything. So, that takes time. Let's keep it 100. While sneakers is a business, a lot of us, if you're like me, it's a hobby. So I think now people are in the stage of they're picking their priorities. And to be honest, it doesn't help that Nike's they're not dropping nothing extremely spectacular. Yeezys is out the window right now. Even though we got their like Yeezy, I guess, restock, they're going to come to the full size. Like, they're going to be selling them in stores now again in August. I want to say August 3rd. But yeah, other than that, I mean, New Balance and stuff, you just have to know that part of the game. There's still quite a handful of people who don't know enough about like New Balances to be chasing after them, but they still got their core audience as well. So all that stuff plays in a factor into it. Manuel Kick says, so rock cocoa with pineapple juice. Okay, got you. Okay, so rock coconut, I'm assuming, right? I'm not a big fan of the coconut, but I may have to put it with some pineapple juice just to give it another chance, because I haven't drunk it in like a long time, but I do got a bottle over there in the stash, you know what I'm saying? So most definitely going to have to try that out. Manny says, ton of bricks from Nike. Oh yeah, we bricking the house. And to be honest, we seen this last summer, man. This joint, no different. But let me take a look at the poll for the UNC Toes, if you guys went for them or not. I know the man sizes did sell out, but I'm going to say this. Don't be surprised if you see them back in stock. You know what I'm saying? Like restocking is what I'm saying. I'm thinking we're going to get a few little surprise restocks here and there. That's just my best guess, and y'all know I'm going to keep y'all posted in the sold out Discord the minute I hear anything. But let me share my screen real quick just to see what's up on this poll. So I said, did you catch the W on the Air Jordan 1 UNC Toes? So look at, we got over 516 votes, and it says like 34% yes, 21% no, and then 45% sleep. So that lets you know, like, still the big mass majority of this joint is 45% slept on these. I've seen a couple videos floating around where while this may be a decent shoe for the summer, the resellers are not happy about it. If you think about it, Jordan 1s used to be that shoe that's always going to be a shoe that's going to be heavily in rotation and sold out. But I think everybody got whist of it whenever we seen those, what is it, True Blue 1s that dropped in January, where a lot of people tried to buy all those up. And, well, you see what they're doing right now. So I think resellers they're trying to spend or invest. I'm going to use the term, they're trying to invest wisely. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to take that with a grain of salt. So a lot of people slept, though. 45%. Very, very surprised. Y'all know I got my joints with the, shock drop. So, I will say this. If that many people slept, don't be surprised within the next coming days and or a week or so, we see a restock. I guarantee you within 2 weeks from today, we will see a restock. Mark my words. I'm almost positive. Manny says 46% sleeping. Most definitely. Exactly, bro. Like, that's crazy. And these joints aren't bad, but a lot of people aren't like, some people just aren't a fan of blue. I feel like they could have if they would have did that toe box a little bit different. I mean, I don't know what could have saved the shoe. And also what I'm hearing is like the grade school sizes, they didn't come with the extra laces because they're coming with an extra like baby blue laces. I'm hearing those, they didn't come with it. So I don't know what Nike them is on right now, man. To be honest, I mean, can you really feel sorry for them? You know what? Let me look up let me see what Nike's like net worth is real quick. I'm just very curious. I know we've always made like a rough guesstimate, but I'm gonna let you know that I know they not hurting. I'm just gonna Google like Nike's net worth real quick. Net worth. I'm gonna see what's up. What's your net worth? $36.8 billion is Nike's net worth, man. So I think, and again, you got to take this with a grain of salt too when you're Googling this stuff, because this is give or take, rough estimate of what's public knowledge. We don't know what they have behind the scenes as well. So, and this is based off June 2023. So this is actually pretty accurate. It says, according to Forbes 2022 ranking of the world's most valuable brands, Nike is valued at $36 billion. Was represented a 7% increase from the previous year. It's unreasonable to assume that Nike's net worth will continue to increase in 2023, and this year their net worth value is $191.79 billion. Sheesh. But keep in mind, net worth. That means they're not necessarily what they have in hand, but just think about the stuff they still have in stock that they're sitting on, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that the place where if they was to, I think net worth, right? We get a bit confused where I think this is based off of if they was to sell everything that they pretty much can for every top dollar that they could, that's what they would get in return. If I had to guess, right? But don't quote me on that, man. So honestly, this is crazy. So I do got a couple articles up like this one right here. Sneaker resale prices are falling to earth, which is about time. And this was like a little rough estimate. Now, this article is from 2023, but they're going off a base from 2020 to 2022. Now, we already know in 2022, anybody and everybody know in 2022, things were going crazy, bro. 2022 was nothing to play with. 2020 was nothing to play with. We just gonna keep it 100. Those prices were through the roof. But let me see what this article is talking right real quick. It says converting a pair of that's another thing too. Right now, I'm gonna say this, right? This is my thoughts on it. I feel like the market is where it possibly where it should have been to begin with before 2020 happened and before we got a whole new bunch of resellers in the game. Shoes on the resale market have always kind of slowly piped up there, but I mean, back in the day, man, and I'm gonna tell my age, you could probably get your shoe on the resale market. If you caught an L, you easily should be able to pay at best $100 to $150, $200 tops to get almost, keyword on almost, any shoe that you want, with the exception of that super duper, like rare, hard to find hype shoe. And even then, that shoe was like at best maybe $600. Now, shoes I seen some of the stuff that I wouldn't anticipate to go to $1,000 and went to $1,000. And if I had to guess with the current market, if you're like me, I'm gonna speak for myself. Sometimes you get tired of paying that premium price for something that you just really, really want. I've seen several people come out and say like, yo, I'm no longer paying, X amount of dollars for sneakers. And I will say this, everybody got their cutoff. They got their peak of what they're willing to pay for a shoe. And everybody, and that's just based off your budget or what you feel like is reasonable. There's a lot of things you can take in a grain of salt with that. The Slayer says, Big Bro J speaking facts 100. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get on here and preach or anything, but reality is that's where people's mindset is now. I will say this is where the true sneakerheads are you still going to be here or not? And that you got to take that with a grain of salt. I've seen some true sneakerheads that stepped out the game when things got a little out of the way, Kwame says, I literally slept this morning. I literally slept this AM because I was out too late. Okay. I mean, to be honest, Kwame, I'm going to say this. I said this on the video. If this shoe didn't exist, I wouldn't miss it. We could say that about a lot of shoes, but some shoes we were like, man, I'm glad they made this one. This one is one of those like, I'm not mad they made it, but I don't hate they made it, right? If we're going to keep it 100. Let's see. The price of an Off-White Jordan 1 High Chicago. This is, like, I guess, a graph of what it is. I think we were talking about this in the sold out, Goodfellas section last night, too, fellas, as well. Ironically, that this got up. So, this is based off a scale from 2020 to 2022. So, and looks like they peaked right at 5K. You know what I mean? 5,432 or $5,413. This was based from 2021 all the way until I guess roughly now. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Coveted a pair of Travis Scott Jordans or Panda Dunks. See, this is my thing. I haven't read this article, and all the shoes that I kind of just already pre-mentioned, those are some of the most, I guess, high-topping shoes that, one, Travis's are always going to sell. Even the worst Travis. Well, not the worst Travis. I'm going to say this. Jordan 1 Travis's are going to be up there. Jordan 4 Travis's, they climb back up there. Jordan 1 Travis, yeah, usually the ones, lows or highs, those are going to be expected. Now, I will say this, the ones that that are Travis Jordans that don't really have a number or like that crazy number at the anything past like, that certain number, they're not going to do well anyway. They tried though. Even though we seen the new peak of the Travis Scott that's supposed to be coming out. I think rumors is, they said this year, but I think they're seeing how people react to it. So it's a little test of things right now. But it says, you might be able to snag them for a reasonable price in the resale market. Quite a turnaround from a year ago. Why it matters. Price declines are signaling that the fourth has left the market, leading sneakerheads and analysts alike to wonder if the market is crashing or just normalizing. I personally feel like this, because that's another thing. People want to say it's crash, it's crash, it's crash. I don't want to say it's crash. I'm going to say it's just normalizing. That big bang for your buck where you can do it as a great side hustle. While that's always been a thing, but some people literally had turned their side hustles, try to turn it into like a main like business. So that's definitely a big difference now, right? Okay. It's a thing where I feel like there's still it's a nice side hustle, right? But I wouldn't quit my day job, and that's just me. But some people go all in, and some people are super successful at it, and some people aren't, It says, by the numbers, a data and research provider looked at price data from the resale platform StockX. Now, why StockX is important? A lot of people say they don't rock with StockX anymore, right? And that's for purchasing purposes, right? A lot of people don't buy from them for purchasing purposes anymore. But no matter how you slice it and dice it, as much as I was one of those people I feel like was very hesitant with StockX back in the day, and I'm going to pull them up too just in a second. I used to think at first StockX was very, very confusing until I finally understood how you go about copping here. But one thing I'll say about StockX, and we're going to pull up the UNC toes just for like, quote unquote shits and giggles, right? I'm going to share my screen on this one. Boom. This is like, honestly, this makes it much easier if these numbers are right or accurate. Now, let's say this. I'll say across the board on the resale market, 9 times out of 10 on the resale side of things, StockX is always going to be slightly cheaper. Now, at that point, you're like, why are they always going to be cheaper? Not because of necessarily the lawsuit they got going against Nike, which is another topic, another live. You already know. I'm definitely going to cover that as well. But mainly because that lawsuit, it took a sting to StockX. And I don't know if you've been watching Sneaker Tube as much as I watch Sneaker YouTube, right? I said Sneaker Tube, but Sneaker Tube sounds kind of weird. Pause. But there are several decent sized channels out there that I've seen personally that you can tell that they are sponsored. They did a sponsored video for StockX. They let them pick, and from what I'm getting from it, I'm not sure if they got a check, but I'm assuming the deal was, from what it looks like, they let them pick a Grail sneaker that they want in change of them promoting them. Now, let me clarify this. I'm not talking the typical, like, if StockX, like, just say, hey, you know, you bought a shoe from StockX and you use, like, the affiliate program. I'm talking about full-on sponsored. And let me clarify sponsored. You know, if you watch Sneaker YouTube, you can see when a video is, like, a sponsored ad up on the right-hand corner. I've seen, like, at least 3 to 4 of those. And to be honest, not that the videos don't do well, but it's like, there are some sneaker YouTube videos that average 30,000 views by themselves. I will say that they get 30,000 views, but people still, I don't feel like people is biting the hook. And then I still don't think they got the right, I'm surprised they didn't go after the main person, like the biggest person on sneaker YouTube. I'm not going to say no names because you can debate that. But I mean, no matter how you slice it and dice it, you can't watch sneaker YouTube without certain X amount of people coming up, even if you've never searched for them before. And salute to those guys as well. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the ladies in the sneaker YouTube community as well that's doing their thing and grinding. But yeah, I was saying all that to say, to get back to the StockX thing, I know I kind of got a little off mode. This thing breaks it down like it's pretty much dummy proof. And it used to be confusing, right? They even got it down by the women's size. And this is kind of like, I guess, semi-new, right? But I'll say this, I'll put it back on the men's size. Like, think about it. They tell you what the shoe is for retail. So it pretty much helps you decide if this shoe is a good investment or not. And then some of that you got to take with a grain of salt, you know? Look at these Ronald McDonald joints. I'm going to pull those up next. Y'all remember those, the Light Fusion joints. Now this shoe, $180 for retail, right? And these are selling fast within the last 3 days. So averaging $220. So if I wanted to get my size, it would be $220, you know? Average foot size is anywhere from like what? We'll say from 9 to size 12, depending on your height and or what it is. So roughly, they're averaging still $228, $230. Those are what people are saying. So obviously no more than about $230, right? So whatever this whole number is, I always throw $10 on top of it. So no more than $230, right, to get this shoe. And keep in mind it's $180. Is that up there a little bit? Yes, but at the same time, that's not, unless you got the whole full Nike stock, you know, you're only gonna make what? If you take that, add the 20, maybe an extra $30 to $40 on top. But if you sell it through StockX and they take their cut and their fees, you're not gonna be making much, but like no more than like 15 to 20 bucks, if that. You know, you gotta put that into a grain of salt. So honestly, I probably should title it live. Is reselling is it even worth it right now? And you think you got to keep in mind of the people who got the storefronts, the physical locations, you know what I mean? The brick and mortars. I'm going to say this. If the retail stores are struggling, who got the stuff for wholesale, Nike's wholesale price, if they're struggling, imagine what the resellers are going to feel if they haven't felt it yet. A lot of them are staying quiet and low key. But I mean, you got to think about it. They're paying, they don't own the building. They don't own the electricity. They don't own the water that's going in that store. I'm assuming they have internet in there. So the store is going to have internet. Let me break down the bills of a I don't know. I'm not a reseller, but let me just break down some bills I know that they're not going to get out of. The cost of the building, meaning the rent and or mortgage you got to pay monthly, right? Whether they're buying it or something like that. They're not going to get out of electricity. You kind of need that. Water, because eventually somebody going to have to go out and use the bathroom, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming they're going to have some form of sink in there, which still could be pretty low. This isn't super expensive other than that main building point, you know? And then, of course, you got to think you got to have your employees. You got to pay those guys. And I'm not sure what the pay is for a reseller. And let me put this, if you work at a resale store, right? The main huncho is the person that's going to be trying to make the most money. You know what I mean? And then think about it. They have to get inventory like they're trying to get inventory in a perfect world for them to make crazy money. They want to get inventory like they're getting like they have a Nike account. You know what I'm saying? The Slayer says resellers punching the air right now. I mean, it was gonna eventually peak, man. I mean, it was only a matter of time before the joint peak. I'm honestly, personally not surprised. I say that each and every time we go live. I'm not surprised at all, you know? But again, if you got a physical storefront, you better just hope your local community is holding you down. Because I know within my area, a lot of people that pull up on a resale store like that because it's so close and locally and see all that stuff, they don't be anticipating to pay like, hey, man, this is way more than what I think Nike charges. And they're looking at like, yeah, because we have them and Nike not putting them out no more. So I think this low-key may have been the answer that Nike has put up to kind of battle with the resale market, the bots, and the complaints. I think Nike is no longer kind of like challenging and or fighting the UA side of things unless they can 100% prove for a fact that that's not their product. So they're only taking the big cases. I feel like that's what Nike's doing. Now, a lot of people have also went the UA route. There's so many different areas you can take within this scenario and this topic. It's so broad. There's some people that still like me. I only want the real deal Holyfield. There's some people who go the UA route and say it's the exact dang thing. I'm not mad. I'm not here to judge. Because at the end of the day, what do I tell y'all? It's your money. Spend your bread that you worked hard for each and every day. Spend your bread on how you want to spend it on. You know, whatever you want to spend it on, that is on you. I'm not here to tell you what to spend your money on. So, I say all that to say, you can see this. And look at this shoe right here, the Ronald McDonald's. Price currently below retail. You know what I mean? So this right now, overall is $95. You know what I mean? If you, honestly, you could probably get that. So I'm going to look, I don't know which one is actually doing or selling for $95. But reality is, what's the retail on these guys was? What, these 170? Yeah, I knew it back in the day. Keep in mind also, inflation. Nike, these Jordan 1s, this time, what was this shoe? When did this joint drop? This was back in, hold on, I think we got more information here. This was back in 2021. So in 2021, these shoes were going for $170. Keep in mind, Nike has raised the price on a lot of their product $10 more. You know, give or take. So this shoe going below that already. Think about it, $114 for my size right now. Retail was $170. Only shoe that's averaging like $170 and over are like that hard to get sizes, like a size 12, size 18, 17. Sheesh, man. And of course, like the smaller sizes. So I mean, if you got the generalized sizes of like anywhere from like a 9 to 12, $130 worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? That's just where the market is right now. Do I see it going back up? I don't think so. Not no time soon. Not this year. Maybe once we get back in the up and up next year. But this year, man, you can take, and then you can look at across the board of how the market is doing. It's not just necessarily looking at the resale side of things, but you can also look at just the current state of sneaker content, myself included. You know what I mean? It's just been dry out here, man. And to me, I've told Dunks and I told the good fellas last night, man, I was like, honestly, I'm not really mad at it, man. We need a little break. We need to chill. We need to recover, man. I'm not going to sit here and preach politics or anything like that. But it's time we catch a little breakski. You know what I'm saying? We need a little relax. You know what I mean? Enjoy the shoes that you got in your collection. Because they were hitting us so much back to back before, man. I didn't know if we were coming or going sometimes, man. And of course, like, you know, Slayer just said, it's the perfect time to buy like your Grail sneaker. You know, so if you can find it and know that it's real or however you want to obtain it, this is a good time to buy a Grail sneaker, man. I think people right now are just trying to make sure they keep their bills and their lights on first. I don't know if y'all caught the secret, but I seen literally somebody on the internet complaining about their light bill the other day, saying they were complaining how, obviously the more space you have to cool off, the bigger, the more cost your bills are gonna be. And homie was complaining that that his light bill was like $1,200 a month, bro. And he was like, "Yo, I'm not paying no $1,200 a month, no more." Some people light bills been up there. I know some people joints that just be averaging 300 and up. Just a fun fact. So we're in some tough times right now, man. From what I'm seeing. The Slayer says, "I'd rather actually buy McDonald's than those shoes." I mean, McDonald's though, low key, they be hitting. They don't went up. I remember when McDonald's used to have a dollar menu. You don't really see that advertised as much anymore, man. So, gotta take things that we see now with a grain of salt. Let me get back to this article real quick. It says by the numbers. I read that one. Let's see. From the data from a resale platform, StockX, for over 100 popular sneaker releases from the last several years, it found the average price return in 2022 with negative 7%. So it looks like StockX may have just like lost money. You know what I mean? And I'm assuming, right, that legal battle that they're going with Nike, not necessarily helping the situation, because now, even though they even have legal stuff probably in budget, when you have to use it, you're gonna feel that sting. You know what I mean? Let's see. In 2021, the same sample was up, averaging of 23%, excluding those including those released in 2021. So, think about it. They went from being up over 23% to down negative 7%. Big difference. Big difference. And like I said, we can think of the Nike lawsuit. That's not helping it. But even if, let's say Nike didn't even decide to sue StockX, right? Which I don't know where they are with that, and this is all alleged. They still was going to be feeling a little sting, you know what I'm saying, if we're going to keep it 100. Some pairs in Nike latest Travis collaboration sells for around 500 now. There likely would have been in the thousands were the release in 2020, says Mike Skies, writer of the Kicks You Wear vlog. Which is true. That's true. Like, honestly, those Travises, which was the last one we just got, the olive joints. You know what? I want to see what the olives is going for. Hold on. Let me see. I do with the Jordan 1 olives. Because that, if we're going to go off this year, keep 100, the Travis Scott Jordan 1 olive may have been the hypest sneaker we've gotten this year, for real. If we're going to keep it 100, I guess I got to type in Travis. I thought that would have gave me right there. So we're going to go with this one. And it's a women exclusive joint. So average last sale was $524. And yeah, averaging overall though, $350. So if I wanted them in my size, look like I still would have to come off the hip with the chips, $1,000. Yeah, no, I don't want them that bad. Or we was to think like dunk size. Yeah, dunk size could be easily $500. Dunks could actually obtain the shoe, I'm sure, if he really, really wanted to. Just point blank period. Let's see. Grape says, should I cop the Indigo 5s or the Indigo 5 Haze is what you're looking for? Let me see what I'm looking. Let me look at them real quick while I got it up on the screen. It's just a chill stream, everybody. Tonight, we just chilling. Gonna be on the joint for about an hour and 30 minutes. We're gonna definitely talk. This is basically all based around that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. You talking about these right here, the low joints? If you want them, why not? It's not a bad shoe. Definitely going below retail. So I mean, depending on your size, you're gonna be out of what? Roughly about $150 tops. Worst case scenario. That's if you don't. I mean, if you cop from StockX, you got to go with that. But I mean, you can look at all the other platforms. And these dropped in 2023. Man, I don't even remember did I even do a video on these guys, man? Because if these dropped in 2023, I feel like I've been under a rock. You know what I mean? But again, I be doing so much sneaker stuff. Honestly, I don't know if I'm coming or going sometime. And we got Palominos coming next weekend. Yeah, next Saturday. Kwame says, I dig those fives low, especially at the sale price. I mean, yeah, for the price wise, you really can't beat them. You know what I mean? If you really want them, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in buying what you like at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? So, by all means, go for them. You know, why not? So, there's a little bit of backstory that I got in this article. It says, the backstory. Sneaker resale was held in an alternative asset class back in the mid-teens with active markets growing on eBay as well as upstart programs like StockX and GOAT. We're not talking about the athletic shoes or the athlete shoes. It's the limited editions and celebrity collaborations that customers will pay a premium to own and maybe even wear. I wear all my sneakers point blank period, man. There's only a handful of sneakers I have not worn yet, but those are like my when a special occasion, these are gonna be my go-to sneakers. Divine Photo says salute. What up, Divine Photos? What up? What up? As y'all commenting out, smash that like button, man, all the way. Sign up for that sold out Discord too. It's pinned up in the chat and it's free to sign up. Divine says, I'm not mad at the resale prices being sold close or under retail. I mean, and I can't speak for everybody, right? But as I consider myself like a true sneakerhead. Of course I'm not gonna be mad at the resale market at where it is right now. That what I feel like was stinging the game anyway. Was it hurting it? Yes. Did it kill it? No. But it wasn't. It was hurting it just as much as it was helping it, in my opinion, right? So now I feel like, honestly, to answer your questions and to answer this article's questions, the market is right where it should be, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not really mad at it. With the exception of a few shoes that will always be through the roof. You know, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, if Nike really wanted to, and we're going to say Nike because I'm assuming that they got majority of the market, right? But I'm going to say because it happens with Adidas, right? If Nike was to re-release some of the shoes that we didn't get our hands on to obtain, and it's just not saying it's almost impossible, but it's like it's really hard to find, and when you find it, you know that person gonna want an arm and a leg. I'll give you a case in point. Jordan 1 Off-White Chicago, right? And we can look up what those go for on the resale market as well. So think about it. I'm pretty sure, I ain't gonna say all, but majority of us would like to have that shoe. You know? This guy right here. So if Nike was to actually take the time and restock this shoe, that would cut that price in half. You know, that 4,000 could easily go down right to like 2, probably even right back in 1,000, depending on how many shoes Nike actually put out. But right now, $4,000 and up, bro, is just not feasible for a sneaker, in my opinion. Dope shoe, dream sneaker, but I just can't. I don't think I can give nobody no 4K, bro. Divine Photo says, if you look at Jordan 1 UNC, the reason for that being too many Jordan 1 colorways, it is a lot of Jordan 1 colorways, man. I would say they made, I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably the most they probably made, you know, is Jordan 1 silhouettes. And don't quote me on that, but I know in my collection personally, I got a lot of Jordan 1s, you know. I also know in my collection personally, I got, you know, a lot of 12s. But I was watching somebody's live earlier today, and I can tell that the majority of the people in that audience said they don't like 12s, which is weird, you know. But, I mean, at the same time, to each their own. I can't really tell nobody what to like and what not to like. So, the Slayer says, I'd rather buy an '04 used Honda for 4K. I mean, that will probably be a more bang for your buck. Because think about it. This, my thing, is why shoes, I feel like, can never be a big long-term investment, right? This is my opinion. If the shoe's not being worn or used, or you know what I mean, if it's not being moved to flex that glue around, that glue eventually gets drier and drier and harder. Does it take time? Yes. But that's why we have shoes that fall apart, man. Basically, after what? The magic number that people have been throwing out there that they can legally abstain, right? 7 years is your lifespan of a shoe. with that hasn't been worn. Now, if you got a pair that's been worn, they kind of hold up a little bit longer. I got some shoes in my collection that's over 7 years, and the glue just wasn't holding up. I had to re-glue them joints, and I need to clean them joints, but I had to re-glue them, and even that glue still, like, it's not the stuff that Nike's using. I'm gonna have to go get the stuff from I'm gonna have to go get some glue from Home Depot. Like I said, repairable, but at the same time, do you really want to spend, let's just throw a number out there. Do you really want to drop $400, not $4,000, $400 on some shoes and then have to repair them, guys? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Just to like wear them once and have to repair them. You know, I don't know about y'all, but $400, I be feeling it. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I ain't got it, but I don't want to be spending $400 all the time. Let me get back to the backstory of this article. It says, in the you know what area, and I think it's safe to say it now. I want to say COVID, right? Which that was a whole nother ball game. I remember I had one of the homies come through, and they were like, "Yo, I know since you've been working from home, I know you've been stacking up on the kicks." And I'm like, yeah, no, I haven't. Have you tried to buy a shoe lately? And they were like, no. And I'm like, you can't get anything. Keep in mind, COVID popped off in 2020. I'm like, bro, from 2020 to 2021, I think that was the toughest time to ever buy a sneaker. For me, right? I'm gonna speak for myself. For me personally, super hard. Let's see, zoom out, right? Says, sneaker giants like Nike have long operated on a model of scarcity and hype in order to fan demand, but supply chain issues stemming from the pandemic up the scarcity factor. Plus, for a while, there no show tickets for enterprising resellers to flip. So, I mean, yeah, that was just some tough times. People were seeing headlines about huge sums of money that the sneaker resellers were making in the market, and that drew more people in, says Dylan District, Allen Sites head of research and author of the 2019 book Sneaker Comic Growth. So I guess he's playing a play on words, like instead of economic, he put sneaker-economic growth. And it says, it's got to the point in 2020 and 2021 where basically every single, and y'all remember this time, I will say this one, there's some truth to this one. It got to the point in 2020 and 2021 where basically every single sneaker that released on Nike/sneakers app was selling out and going higher on the secondary markets. It's barely mattered what it was. This is the truth. I remember a time where, for some strange reason, mids were doing well. Mids were doing their thing, yo. Y'all remember whenever people was buying Jordan 1 mids is what I'm talking about. Jordan 1 mids were selling like crazy. You know what I mean? The Slayer says 2020 will definitely go in the history books. Most definitely, man. I was not a happy camper in 2020, man. And I don't even know how I was pushing out content in 2020. You know what I mean? It was just a real tough time, man. You know what I mean? Like, definitely a tough time. But I did what I had to do, and we here now. But it was definitely a harder time because it was hard to obtain anything. People already give me a hard time now for like, hey, yeah, you making a video and know how to shoe. I'm like, yo, I don't inspire, and I still don't inspire to obtain every single shoe. Think about it too. I'll tell you why a lot of the sneaker YouTubers are kind of at a standstill. At one point, it went through that phase where they allegedly, I'm not going to say any names, but it went through that point where a lot of people thought that they were just sharing shoes, passing them amongst each other because they were all doing their reviews all around the same time because they were all under the same like type of deal, so to speak, that a lot of us didn't know that they had deals on. Again, I know how I went on a little rant when I first found out, and I want to say I just found out this year. Really, once they start speaking on that deal that they signed, seems like the people they got it through are not withholding their own parts of the deal. But I'm assuming that there's got to be some fine print that those guys know about where they can't take any legal action. Because if that was the case, they would have took some legal action, in my opinion, right? Do I feel bad for them? Yes and no. And y'all know me, I'm tough skin, man. Y'all see how I handled the Melly situation. And I'm gonna just leave the Melly situation for Music Mondays if I decide to speak on it. But a lot of these like sneaker YouTubers and stuff, they're feeling it too, and I'm gonna just put it like that. They're feeling it. You see the lack of content, and it could be because of the sponsor thing. It could be because Nike just not putting out as much product anymore. And that again, is not taking a shot at them or anybody in specific, because this applies to me too. Because Nike's got to put out something in order for me to put out something. So I think everybody's looking at that point of view. I'm not gonna say people's energy and mindset has changed towards sneakers. I feel like it has a little bit, but I feel like it's not as fun as it once was back from like in 2015 to like 2018. 2019 is when things started to get a little ugly, and then it just went kind of downhill from there. And I feel like we're in that space where we have to climb back up. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. Let's see. Divine Photo says, during the pandemic was the toughest time to buy kicks. Oh yeah. I think that was the least amount of time. Like during the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, I think I may have bought a total of like all of like, and I'm talking both years, 20 and 2021, before I just started to step out on the resale market a little bit. 5 sneakers, bro. I didn't start back getting my game back up till 2022. I had to catch something. Like I think for retail, that was all I could get by luck. Nike didn't have an answer for the botters, no nothing. Says now, as with most other asset classes, the changing microenvironment, rising rates, and the general risk-off mode has impacted the flow of money into the space. And that's basically, I didn't have to read the article to know where this was going to go. Basically, if y'all don't understand that line right there, is basically saying that, hey, people not necessarily not making the same amount of money they once was, but the cost of living and the economic thing side of things have went up. So people are starting to make sure they take care of their bills first, because at the end of the day, these sneakers are more of a want than a need for some people. And also, not only just from that point of view, it's like even the business, like, okay, cool, we're not going to go buy up all XYZ anymore for that $20 profit, because that's not going to keep the lights on now anymore, because the lights have went up. You know what I mean? So you got to think about it. They're either going to raise their rates on the resale market, which they're already, this is a thing why it's going to sting on the resale market too. Resale market have already been, doubling the price already. So you think about this. If the shoe is $100 and on the resale shop is $200, that's already like what? That's doubling it if you times it by 2. And that's just that's a decent fair resale shop. But a lot of them are going to go off market price. I can go down the rabbit hole of some of the bigger resale shops that I've seen close where they had multiple storefronts and they're down to 1. Another thing we brought up in the Goodfellas. Don't want to say the individual's name because they do take legal action. But let's just say this. They have a very popular store in Vegas and they have one in Dubai. And you know what I mean? I said, I just, all you got to do is sit back and pay attention, man. And you'll be surprised what really sticks out to you. Let me read the rest of this article real quick. It says, and those pesky, I'm assuming they saying pesky. So, and those pesky supply chain issues have largely no more than shortage. Okay, so they have advocated more than shortages. The impact, right? Now, this is the important part. It says, unremarkable shoes that shouldn't be selling out and then popping to a 50% premium aren't doing so anymore. Exactly. So what that basically means, the Panda shoes where you think that like, hey man, these shoes shouldn't be selling out in the first place, but they are, and they shouldn't be selling it for 50% more than the price. You know what I mean? So like the Pandas were going for 100 and then they had them for 400. How much big percentage is that? So that's what that basically means. It says, that's probably one of the healthier things to come out of this, says Dietrich. So, yeah, to the people who are just trying to buy their shoes and rock their shoes at a decent price, they aren't, like I said, we're not too mad about it. Says the bottom line, right? Okay. Fashionable sneakers are still in high demand. Just look around anytime you're out, and the most sought after pairs continue to command strong premiums on secondary platforms. Both Dietrich and Skies says that so far the data points to the market normalizing rather than catering. So that's what I figured. I just figured that's all the market is doing, whether people like it or not. It's normalizing what it should have been to begin with. If that whole COVID thing didn't happen, this is where we will be at anyway, to be honest. You know what I mean? Resellers, especially those with a scale, can still turn a profit, but it's harder for the fringe to make much sale. Yeah, so pretty much the bigger ones who are still in the game, like you can say like, but even if you think about it, even those guys are merging. You can think of like Flight and Goat, they've merged. I'm not gonna say it was because it was necessarily both something company. Obviously, they both agreed to do it, but it obviously was for the better. You know what I mean? They both can still eat and make money, versus like they can make double the money working together as a partnership. The Slayer says, I feel like Nike is just sitting back in a money chair while they pump out lazy and recyclable shoes. It's a possibility, right? And let me clarify that. Nike them is good, but at the same time, if they had that hype shoe that they're looking for, like what we had before, it would be twice as much. So Nike loves making money just as well as these guys and having their name over there. They like that. So Nike is feeling it too, but nowhere near, I would say, on the resale side of things. Because if Nike's sitting back counting the bread, which they may be in, and I'm agreeing with you, Slayer. I'm agreeing with you. You may be right and you may be onto something. If Nike's sitting back counting their bread, because I mean, like, they're not technically losing money because they were already had stuff they was gonna make anyway. This is already a part of the budget. Just imagine what the resellers is, because no matter how you slice it and dice it, and these resellers can say whatever they want to say. They need Nike, they need Adidas, they need the main parent company, right? You can fill in the blank of whoever that is, and this whole live is just all alleged and opinionated, right? Just in case the Fed's watching. But I'm gonna say this allegedly, and in my opinion, right? How the resellers gonna have profit, or how they gonna have a product if Nike sitting back relaxing, Adidas and Ye, we don't know the state of it at all. You know what I mean? New Balance, not all those resell at a high price market, right? They do, but they don't. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's see, the Slayer says, just my opinion. I appreciate your feedback, big bro Jay. Most definitely, man. It's all opinionated based, man. Just like in the sold out Discord, I said I wasn't gonna mention it during the live, but I'm gonna mention it. We had a little difference of opinion in the music section. But at the end of the day, they got their opinion, I got mine. They not mad, I'm not mad. Cause there's no right or really wrong answer. So, you know, you got how you feel about it. And salute to that individual. Nothing but love here again. You guys forgive me a little earlier. Y'all know how, like, I'm gonna just say this, man. If y'all haven't figured it out, when it comes to legal battles, I know everybody like to say like, hey, yeah, just go ahead and go to, Dunks told me I should just go ahead and go to law school and get my degree. But I guess it's one of those, I didn't realize it because I've been in so much legal trouble and lost it all, so to speak. You can't help but be intrigued to know the law and learn the law and know how your rights really are. And that's all I'm saying about that whole situation. And just, we can tie that back to sneakers. You got to know what your rights are to begin with. And I'm going to tell you right now, when and or if you ever obtain an attorney, one of the first signs he or she should be telling you is like, okay, cool. Now that you've obtained me and I represent you, you don't speak to nobody regarding the legal situation that you're in. You only talk to me. That's it. Anybody else, you just refer them to me. i.e., I'll give you an example, the perfect line, right? Some cops getting your business, XYZ. Hey, Mr. Jones, we got questions for you. It's simple. Identify yourself, because by law, that's the only thing you're required to do. Don't ask me how I know this, I just do. Give them your identification and just say, hey, sir, I have no further comments. And I would like the right to an attorney if you don't have one, or just refer them to your attorney. Just say, I have no comment. Here's my attorney's information. Or just say, I have no comment. I would like an attorney. And just keep saying that. Don't answer any. You didn't confirm nor deny anything. And don't say that. Don't even tip them where they could just, that's the only line you need to remember when you're talking to law individuals until you talk to your attorney. And then the reason I could say you can open up to your attorney, and even still, you got to tread lightly with those mother truckers. So I don't have enough of those to let you know that not all attorneys are created equally. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I say all that to say, because we're talking this legal thing side of things right now. That attorney should be the only person you talking to that you can trust, you know? And even still, you got to take it with them for a grain of salt. Just had to go on that little rant real quick. Let me read the rest of this article, then I got a couple more up. Been on this joint for what? An hour and 5 minutes. Y'all smash the like button. I'm going to be on this joint for roughly another 25 minutes. Just kick back and relax and enjoy the rest of the weekend, man, because when I get off this joint, let's just say I got me a nice Bob Marley hangout session. And, yeah, very great. And I'm going to give y'all a hint, too. It packs a punch like Mike Tyson. Y'all read between the lines on that one right there. Let me get back to the rest of the article. It says, let's see, the fewer pitch that the market was once at, I think they're finally starting to get back to a period of normalcy, which basically normalized or normal, right? That we were once in, where you can resell sneakers and make a profit, but it's not going to be as crazy, and it's not going to be as profitable as he adds. Right. And that's all where the market is, in my opinion, right? Basically means, right? And I just want to just get my thoughts up on things real quick. Basically what homie is saying, and I agree with him on this one. I'm not going to touch on none of the politics stuff because I see that it goes down a little bit on that. Long story short, the market is still money to be made here, but it's kind of one of those don't quit your day job. And that's how I look at YouTube. If you're just getting the game, sure, you can bring something different to the table, but until your channel grows, I would still say, hey, don't quit your day job. People have asked me several times, like, yo, when your channel pops, you going to quit your day job? I'm like, to be honest, no. My day job held me down. I'm going to hold them down, you know? I'm just going to have to find a happy medium where I can, you know, make everybody happy. You know what I mean? So here's another article here. This is a top-down view of sneaker economy. I had to touch on this one for sure. This is actually this one's from April 2022. There's one I seen that was from 2023. I want to say this one's actually ranged from 2017 to 2020. When was this article actually out though? But I'm pretty sure this one breaks down a lot as well, because I had a couple articles I had pulled up, but that last one I just read is one of those I seen that really kind of took off. And here's kind of like a rough scope of things right now. You know what I mean? Sneaker market report scope. Definitely have to look at these graphs and stuff like that are definitely broken down. And I'm going to read just a little bit of this article just to get a few like insight of things. Because I think, yeah, and they're all kind of speaking the same thing. Because if I'm just glancing at this, it's talking COVID. That means things really sparked up. Matter of fact, I don't have to read the whole article to get the gist, because that's kind of what the other article broke down, even if these are two different sources. If you look at this bar graph, right? Wow. Definitely talking school terms, but this is a bar graph. If you look from 2020 and what's anticipated all the way to 2023, the baby blue part is what's kind of anticipated, right? So if you look at 2020, the market was at 19-something billion. 2021, 21 billion, and then it's kind of like plateaued. But from what we're seeing here, though, it technically should slowly keep increasing and keep rising. You know what I mean? And who's to say it will? Who's to say it won't? So we'll see how that goes. I'm very curious where the market is going to go. I've seen this article before. I'm sure this is a global sneaker sales decline, signaling the market downturn. So a lot of people have noticed this. And it just comes with the game sometimes. To be honest, I'm not surprised to see this at all. A lot of people are really shocked. But to me, I'm wondering what the ones who just opened the store in 2020, I'm wondering what those guys gonna do. And I'll give you a perfect example of who I'm thinking about, right? Remember I did the video on where I went to the resale store to try to trade up for my Taxi 12s, and they weren't trying to budge, you know? Because they need something going in their register cash-wise at all times, or something of crazy value where they're going to win. You know what I mean? Long story short, I guarantee you if I could have bought some Travis 1s in there. They would have probably let me trade those equally when that's not equal value, but they wouldn't have tried to give me any cash. And I bet you them like, we'll give you store credit. You know what I mean? That's another thing. A lot of these stores too, if you look at it, these resale stores, they don't always just give you cash. They'll give you like actual like store credit, because a lot of them don't have the physical, money sometimes. And that's not to pick on the resale companies. That's almost any company sometimes. They don't always have that type of cash, that type of liquid cash all the time. You know what I mean? Point blank period. No matter how you look at that. But I do want to touch on some more of these articles real quick. And then we're going to talk upcoming releases. I think I want to touch on this one because I think this one, even though it says 2022, I think it's going all the way because everybody's anticipating things going up by 2030. That's kind of weird to say. Like, I'm saying like 2022, 2030. I want to say 2030, but I know that's not the correct way to say it. But 2030 just sounds weird to me. The global sneaker market is expected to grow 4.9%. And let's see, 4.9% to $196 billion by 2023. The sneakers are increasingly valued as an alternative asset. So it's not, so basically what I just said, sneakers are a want more than a need, man. And when things get tough and rough, to be honest, that's one of those things where people are going to look at less to spend their money on. You know what I mean? And that's just as you should. You know what I mean? I think we all can look at that. Who was that in the Sold Out Discord that told me like, hey, yo, I'm pretty much sleeping until September. You know, they chilling. And I can't be mad at them. I believe it was Manny with the Kicks. Says, the sneaker market is bigger than you think. It is global. But at the same time, in order for it to work, we all got to be throwing money in there. And I'll tell you another thing. You can look at the most recent like sneaker con, right? They did 2 sneaker cons at the same time in 2 different areas. Usually they all travel together, you know? Kwame says, I think a lot of us chilling until September. Most definitely. Most definitely. It's nothing wrong with that, man. I think now, think about it. August, September. So I think we all going to take a good month break. And pretty much we'll be back at it in September. And I always tell you guys anyway, I've always said this from the moment I started doing sneaker YouTube, right? The most expensive rough months for sneakers, it used to be until 2020 and 2020, from 2020 to 2021. 2022, the beginning of 2022, that's when things kind of went back to normalization a little bit. But from 2020 and 2021, this rule didn't apply. But before then, the toughest times to be a sneakerhead was October, November, December. Those are the toughest times to be a sneakerhead because it's holiday season. Now you're competing with not only your fellow sneakerheads, not by choice because we all want to see each other win to a certain extent, but you're competing with your other fellow sneakerheads on top of the other people who's trying to get the Christmas gifts, the holiday gifts out the way, the Christmas shopping, the holiday season shopping. Black Friday deal, even if it ain't no deal, people are going in there. You know what I mean? And people whose kids who's asked for certain stuff and you're like, I'm going to wait till the holiday season and get little JoJo or whoever, what they're asking for all year. You got to take that with a grain of salt why things go up more. Let's see. Mr. 314 in the building, a.k.a. Mr. Palomino 3. You coming next Saturday, sir. You ready? Says, hello, Jeremy Jones of the Sold Out Show. How's your day? I'm good, man. How you been? I know you ready for your Palomino 3s, man. They're finally going to be here. Man with the Kick says, finally got out the barbershop. Sheesh. I know my people miss me in NYC. Sheesh. Oh, so wait. Was you working, cutting, chopping up, cutting hair, or was you getting a cut? I thought you was getting a cut. Was you working in NYC, Manny? Let me know. You getting to the bread, getting to that shmoney? 314 says every day is Palomino 3 day. Speaking of which, I want to say on the 27th, everybody as well, because I'm about to wrap this live up in about 15 minutes. I do have a specific video. I'm gonna drop it next week for Nike Dunk Day. It's really, even in the video you're gonna see it was really hard for me to even pronounce it. I'm gonna shoot the video, but it was really hard for me to pronounce Nike Dunk Day. I'm used to saying Yeezy Day, Air Max Day, Nike Dunk Day. Unless I've been living under a rock, is that like something like new? But apparently that's coming on July 27th, to the best of my knowledge. You're gonna have to check both Sneakers app and Nike app for those releases. Now, from what I'm getting from it, it shouldn't be anything new. It's just going to be a whole bunch of restocks, right? The whole entire day, kind of like Yeezy Day or whatever. So, Nike usually do their like Air Max Day and stuff like that kind of differently. So I think they're going to spread. I think they're all still going to drop it at the same time, though. So it's going to be very interesting. But I think it's going to be a combination between both of the apps. And I'm not sure how well they're going to do it. Manny says, nah, getting a cut, but took life though, my guy. Sheesh. You either hadn't had a cut in a while or the barber just moving slow, or I'm not going to speak on man, whatever. Every barber I ever had, man, I think they be like giving me like they give me a whole story. Like my current barber, man, I love him to death, but that man, I will say, he need to go ahead and do his own show. I be telling him all the time he should just go ahead and get his YouTube channel back up and start making content. I'm like, bro, the stories he put, like, why you getting a cut, bro? That man sometimes has vented to me and didn't even realize. He didn't realize until he was about done with the cut. He like, my bad, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 314 says, I saw them women brown dunks. I'm so pissed that they are not coming in extended sizes. He says, Croco is what I think they're called. Corrupt. Oh, I think I seen those floating around. I'm gonna see if I can pull them up. Actually, I don't know when they're even supposed to drop. I have seen them, and I don't think I put a video out on them because I don't know. I don't think I seen when they're supposed to be releasing. I had a rough like date of when they're supposed to be releasing, but I don't know when they're actually supposed to be releasing. This is your Palomino 3s right here, Mr. 314. Let me see something. These are it right here, what you're talking about. I don't know when the date on these are supposed to come. It says the 28th, but as I've been looking to get ready to prepare my sneaker content for next week, I haven't seen them on Nike app and or Sneakers app. You know what I mean? So I don't know where they're at, to be honest. So very interesting. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It says 27th or the 28th of this month. StockX has the 28th. Nike Dunk Day is the 27th, so it may be on that day. Don't quote me. Like honestly, I don't think I've seen it nowhere, to be honest. And let me see if I can just pull up a good spot to look where I get a lot of my sneaker content from, as far as like shoes and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna just see if I can Google it real quick. Nice Kicks has it up, but I want to see if I can get like where to buy. You know what I mean? That's my biggest thing where I'm trying to get from these joints, man. Nice Kicks has it here. Yeah, everybody just saying Nike.com, but they're not loaded up on Nike just yet. But I'm assuming they're gonna come because everybody has obviously a great rough estimate of when to anticipate these for sure, man. Very curious when though, but they're saying the 28th. Man with the Kick says, this barber had more stories than Fat Joe. Hey, man, that's a sign of a good barber. I bet you happy with your cut, though. My barber do it. Honestly, I don't even cut him off or say anything because I'm like, I don't want to. Obviously, he in flow mode. He looking me up. So I don't really want to throw anything off with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what if that, like me upsetting him, get him out of the flow mode? You know what I mean? And I don't want to get him out of the flow mode naturally at all. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing. I don't want to get him out of the flow mode at all, so I let him have it. I'm gonna see if I can pull up House of Heat and see if they have those. Let me see if they have like a where to buy type of joint, because I use that a lot to get sneaker content as well. But I think I seen them on there. Let me see if I can find them for sure. Definitely a lot coming up. I don't even think they have them on there. There they go. There they go. There they go. They got them on the 28th, but I want to see like actually where can you buy though. I know I don't got my Sheen Square. Yeah, all they got is Nike, and all the rest of the stuff is like StockX and eBay. So long story short, that's what I thought. All I've been seeing is Nike, 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 Nike. So hopefully they do come, Mr. 314. But who knows, man? He says they own a Nike app and they have a raffle for them on Hibbets. Okay, so they're on Hibbets. I didn't see them on, they're on Sneakers app because I didn't see them on Nike app. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to double check. Let me double check. Let me see. Let me see. Because I was looking. I don't think they on there. Let me see. I know they're not on Sneakers unless mine just needs to be having an update. Mr. 314 says, yeah, they on the Nike app. It says coming soon. I miss going to the barbershop. Bald is beautiful, just like the Palomino 3s. So you're saying they're on the Nike app. Okay, cool. I don't even think I had touched on a video. I need to do a video for that joint then. I need to do a video for them for sure. Let me get on the Nike app just to confirm one time. So, because how I just look, I'm going to type in Dunks. Let's see. Because they should have something like coming soon on this joint. Oh, they are on there. I definitely missed that joint. They definitely are. $110. And they're coming on the 28th at 10 o'clock. So they're coming after that. So, yeah, definitely got to get a video started on those guys for sure. But, yeah, they're on the Nike app. Not the Sneakers app, the Nike app. There's a difference. Y'all already know you can use the same login information. So, salutes to Mr. 314 for confirming that for us if you're looking for those brown joints. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. And these are called the Klaka Code. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but these are the joints right here. They don't look bad. They don't look bad, especially if you like brown. Let's see. Mr. 314 says, wow, I should change for that info. He says, wow, I should charge you for that info. I was going to find out anyway, homie. You can charge for it, but you know I'm going to find out anyway. Y'all know I was going to find out. He says, call yourself a sneaker review channel. Nope, I call myself Jeremy Jones. I'm very versatile, by the way. Nice try, though, because a lot of people try to come at me for the review title. I review sneakers, but not all sneakers, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm a mixture and variety of everything. Laughing at me. Got jokes, man. It is what it is, man. I've been on this joint, hour 22 minutes. Let's talk upcoming sneaker releases. We kind of been talking that anyway. Y'all see where the market is at this point. Says, I was joking, by the way. You good, man? Trust me. It takes a lot to upset the kid, and I don't get upset easily, man. I'm gonna just put it that way. Kwame says those Coco Dunks low need some pink laces. Yeah, that would pop. It would be nice if they came with some pink laces. Who do we blame for that though? Do we blame Travis? A little bit, because all his brown sneakers come with the pink laces. Mr. 314 says, these remind me of the Dunk High Pecan. Yeah, I can see that. Most definitely. Like I said, not a bad shoe. I don't think Dunks are where they once were. Let me see. I think I got them up on StockX. I want to see what they're going to go for. Resale market right now, $137 and up, depending on the size. Last sold was $168, and retail is going to be $110. So, I mean, resellers really want to make that $40 and $50 profit? Some of them do. But they're going to try to sell it for a smooth $200 easily. You know what I mean? If it's a physical storefront. Mr. 314 says, man, F Travis. Chill, man. What'd he do to you? What'd he do to you? But other than that, man, I think we just going to talk a little bit of upcoming releases, and we should be good. I need smaller feet. I mean, sometimes the small feet game be catching L's too, though, because they make less sizes, and whenever you get those, they charge more for them sometimes. So it just really varies. To keep it 100, it just varies. But the current state of the market, man, to get back, and I'm gonna put myself on the main screen here. I don't want to see. It's gonna probably go back up over time, but I would rather see it go like a slow increase. I don't want that like fast breakout like we had in 2020 and 2021. I want to see a slow increase where we can all grow together. Because right now, even grocery shopping is becoming like twice as much as what it used to be, you know? So I say all that to say with a grain of salt, man, we got to be safe and be careful out here. And I can't tell nobody what to spend their bread on, but I think safe to say a lot of people are budgeting correctly for, you know, these sneakers and their overall well-being and cost of living. You know what I mean? Point blank period. You know? Upcoming releases as far as that, y'all know I'm looking for those Cherry 12s. I'm looking for the DMP pack, the 11s. I'm on the fence, but I'm looking for those Cherry 12s for sure. The playoff 8s, if I can get them for retail, I'm going to let them stay right there. I'm going to get them. But if it's not for retail, I'm not going to get those. As far as hype releases, I don't see any hype releases that we're really going to go crazy for. Like if you think the Travis joint, I don't know. I know we're anticipating his own shoe. I know it's going to sell out and do well because it's a Travis, but I don't see where it's going to go crazy on the resale market. At the mock-ups that I've seen, right? The mock-ups. Because we got to take it with a grain of salt. And one thing we pointed out in the Sold Out Discord, shameless plug, it is pinned up at the top in the comment section, is that these do favor some Rex, Creative Rex, which is creative recreation sneakers. Looks like a lot of heavenly like inspiration from there, you know. Mr. 314 says, nothing against Travis, but every brown and olive color shoe automatically gets tilted as a Travis shoe. Yeah, people, I'll say that they automatically, I'm assuming what you mean is every last one of those brown and olive shoes, they compare it to a Travis shoe. This is true. It always get compared to it. I'm guilty of that as well, Mr. 314. I'm guilty of that. Says, and brown and olive are my favorite colors. They're definitely a good fall shoe, and then they can pop in the summertime too. But definitely fall and winter shoe. No matter how you slice and dice it, those colors are very, very versatile. Probably easily we can just say year round and be on the safe side. Says, I should try this Discord thing. Most definitely. It's free to sign up. We talk sneakers on there. We keep each other updated on upcoming releases. We talk music, which I think I kind of went a little overboard today in the music section, but it is what it is. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it's free to sign up. Just click the link, and then pretty much it'll let you in, man. And we just kick it over there. You'll get the notifications from whenever anybody posts it. You can quiet the notifications on certain rooms and everything, but you already know what's up, man. Definitely enjoy the Discord. You know what I mean? I just created it last year. We're at roughly like a little over 300 members. So, I mean, it's growing. It says, don't be surprised if you see a lot of I'm on year 2 and Palomino posts. Trust me, I won't make no other assumption, Mr. 314, that is you. No matter what you put your name under as or what this, that, and the third, if I see all that, I'm going to probably say 314 question mark. You know what I mean? I'm going to assume that it's you. Safe to be on the safe side. I'm going to be like, man, it must be him. And hey, at the end of the day, you like what you like. I can't be mad at it. You know, I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't like. Point blank period, man. Other than that, only other upcoming releases I can think of right now is, I think the Travis, we do got one that's supposed to be anticipating this year. But like I said, I don't think it's going to do anything. I know the Travis's golfs are supposed to be coming. So that'll be very, very interesting as well. Mr. 214 says, later, high time. Appreciate that. I'm about to close things out anyway. About another minute or two. I've been on the joint for an hour, 28 minutes. Y'all smash the like button, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Just having a little kickback live. Nothing specific about this topic. But I definitely wanted to touch on it just a little bit about the current state of the market, which I kind of do every year around this time. So I remember doing this last year with Dunks. As many shoes as we seen like just sitting left and right. Some shoes that we still have seen like sitting left and right from last year at these stores, man. And I'm talking Foot Locker and them too. You got to keep in mind Foot Locker and them had closed a lot of stores recently too, because they're trying to revamp. So safe to say, this is my thing, right? If the major stores, and I'm going to close with this tonight, right? if the major stores are feeling it, what do you think the resellers are feeling, right? And this thing, the major stores have more stores, more employees, more things. Now I know what you're saying, like, well, Jay, these smaller resale stores only got one thing to work. They only got one store 9 times out of 10, so it's less stress on them, and that's how they're still there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they still, like, can't say we have a major problem with backdooring right now. Whenever ain't much to really backdoor that's gonna be going crazy for either. Let's see, Manny with a Kick says Palomino ones. So yeah, I guess he's saying later. But other than that, that's what I'm gonna close it out on tonight, man. We'll see who's in the game for the longevity. I know some of these bigger resale companies will be around for quite some time, but I wouldn't be surprised this time next year we're gonna see a lot more stores kind of like resale stores kind of like disappear, man. I wouldn't be surprised, but I know the resale game will always be here to stay, and that's what I'm gonna say. So only the strongest survive, and I'm not picking on any particular resale shop in general, but we've seen a lot of them come up with a lot of issues lately already. So I'm gonna take it down with a grain of salt, and this was not about resellers in general. This was just about the current sneaker market that I want to touch on. So other than that, man, I've been on this joint exactly an hour and 30 minutes. Appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love. Sign up for the Sold Out Discord. It is pinned up in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and I make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday. I will be back again live on Monday with another Music Monday, but this is Sold Out. Podcast Sold Out live on this Saturday. So smash the like button, sub up. Salute to Dunks. Hopefully you get the internet back on and popping. I know I personally would be struggling if mine was not active at the moment. So I'm going to be wrapping things up. I see No Hype coming in the building. Says F. And I know what you mean. You caught the tail end of things. Just check the playback, homie. And of course, I'm going to be back next Wednesday. I'm going to be back Monday with the Music Monday as well. So, I ain't forget. Says, damn, y'all done. Most definitely, we wrapping things up for the night, homie. We definitely wrapping things up. I've been on the joint for like an hour and 30 minutes, man. I'm about to basically go kick it with Bob Marley and probably find something extremely good to eat afterwards. But other than that, man, let's see, Mental Kicks. No, sorry, my God, just a discussion. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just a discussion. I get it. But at the same time, I just want to make sure, Manny, low-key, and I know what you're talking about, I just want to make sure that I didn't offend anybody, because that's not my goal. You know me. I ain't trying to offend nobody at the end of the day, man. So we got No Hype saying salute and salute to Manny. But other than that, man, we wrapping things up for the night. Smash the like button. Sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord to continue the conversation. It is free to sign up. And I will be back on Monday with another Music Monday. Hopefully some juicy stuff happens or something like that. Pause. But if not, I'll probably touch on the Ryan W. Melly situation a little bit more. But other than that, man, I'm officially out this thing, man. Y'all smash the like button, sub up. Y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
My heart is cold like December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? Oh, I'ma cry, oh why? I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December.